Hey guys, welcome back to another Bearded Collectibles video. So it's been a little while since I've done any kind of mail haul, unboxing, pickup kind of videos, so I'm kind of going to do it all in one in this video. Ordinarily I wouldn't really do this unless it's for the challenge series or something like that. However, I think there's enough here for me to sort of do that with, and there's a few things I kind of want to show off, and it's an excuse to film a video, isn't it? So I'm going to start off actually with nothing quite Funko Pop related, but related to my collection. As you can see, I'm big into my cartoon Funko Pops, and Looney Tunes was a big sort of cartoon that I used to watch when growing up. All of the different characters, all the different shows among Looney Tunes I used to love growing up, among many other cartoons of that sort of era. And was out with the family, and we often pop into charity shops and that. I'm always looking for Funko Pops or video games or anything of the sort, but usually fall short, and usually we end up getting stuff for the children instead, which isn't, you know, a bad thing. But I saw this and I had to pick my jaw up off the floor. I thought it was so cool, and this was actually a gift from my wife, so although it's mine, technically a pickup for me, it was actually my wife's pickup. But without further ado, we shall show you this big Looney Tunes canvas. And I found this in a charity shop for £5. Now I don't know its true value, I have no idea what it's worth. There is a website on the top here, but it doesn't seem to exist or work, and I can't find any information about this. I've used a little Google Lens to see if I can find anything on it, and there's a discussion about Looney Tunes versus Disney characters or something like that, who you prefer, something along those lines, and it used this image. But other than that, I can't find anything about it. But a huge addition to my collection, because it is massive. But yeah, a lovely addition to my collection. Sits next to my Funko Pop cartoon Funko Pop wall. And yeah, it fits in really well, especially with my Looney Tunes Funko Pops. You can only see a few of them there, but the second row there of Flintstones to Looney Tunes, and obviously the Bugs as for Flintstone, sort of breaks that up or joins it together, if you will. So the next mail call is actually another Freddy Funko to my collection, Freddy as Hannibal Lecter. I've been after this one for quite some time to join my small Hannibal collection I've been after this for a while, but it's slowly gone up in value. So when they came out, they were quite high, and gradually went back down. Maybe it's around 20-25 quid, and they're slowly creeping back up. I'm seeing them anywhere between 30 and 40 now. But this one popped up, and I negotiated a little while with the guy, and I was able to get it for 18 posted, I do believe. I will correct myself on screen if I was wrong. It was quite a while ago that I purchased it, but I really wanted to show it off. Another one to my collection. The reason why this was cheaper is because the bottom is actually dented, but I don't think it's gonna show on camera. See a slight mark there. It's actually dented in ever so slightly, but it doesn't bother me. I'm not huge on damage to my collection really. I just like to collect them, and you know, if I can replace them anytime with a better one, if it comes my way through bulk buy or whatever, perhaps I'll replace it, which we'll get on to in a minute, of replacing a damaged Funko Pop. Next up though, we have another Scooby to my Scooby-Doo Funko Pop collection. If you've seen a few of my videos, you may have seen my collection. Maybe even my signed purple flocked one that I got recently, but this is another one to the collection. I managed to get this in a little bulk buy. The other pops just ended up on the website and what have you, but this one was needed in my collection, so it had to stay. They call him Orange Flock Scoob, I do believe, or Scooby-Doo, but he's more brown. He is light brown, and he's more, you know, more like his actual colour. Very pleased to add that to my collection. And I would say last but not least, but there's a bit of a story with this, and as I said, replacing damaged Funko Pops. So anyway, I managed to find this Shaun of the Dead from the Funko Fusion video game. I found it on Vinted for £8, and judging by like current market listings, people are asking around £25 for this, so £8 was a no-brainer really. I always do try and get a bit of a discount on it. Seller was having, you know, offers left, right and centre. I assume they did say they were in discussion with another one. Somebody else had agreed to something, but it was still available like a few hours later, so I assume they didn't actually settle on a price, they didn't pay for it or what have you. So I took it for £8, and now I asked, as I always do, and I would encourage all you to do, I asked for it to be boxed and packaged very well, because the amount of horror stories I have, especially buying bulk when buying for the business, people just don't care. Sadly, for those that don't really see these as collectibles, see them more of toys, or for those that just don't really care about the boxes, they don't really bother to package stuff well, as you probably all have already had some horror stories. So yes, this this came in a box that was too small, although they agreed that they would package it very well for me. It came in a box that was a bit too small. The box was bulging on the lid and all this sort of stuff. So it did in fact arrive damaged. Now, you might be able to make out there, some window dent in there. Also window denting to the side here. Might not be able to make out, there is a line here and a line here. Nothing too crazy, you know, maybe it's a couple of corner nicks and that. I wasn't too fussed. For £8, given the fact that, you know, I didn't have to pay £25 for it, I was happy to add it to the collection, simply because I have a full set of the OG Shaun of the Dead Funko Pops. I also have Zombie Ed signed. It was a great addition to my collection. Just noticing now in the light, this side you might not be able to make out, but this side is also a bit damaged, a bit bulged, etc. Again, nothing crazy. You know, as I said with this one is dented in the bottom. Some of my OG pops from like the start of my collecting, I think maybe I'd had them out of box a couple of times and just stored the boxes, etc. Some of those boxes have damage, and you know what, I don't care. It's added to my collection, and normally when you get it damaged, it's cheaper. I tend to list all my damaged stuff much cheaper, so you know, I tend to get a bargain when it's damaged, and you know, I'm not that bothered. It sits on my shelf and I appreciate it for what it is, not for the damage, the condition. I'm not that bothered. And I was talking to a friend about it. Where am I ever going to find another one for £8? But as I was having a conversation with him over Messenger, I was flicking through Vinted, as I do, you know, on a sort of daily basis, and I was flicking through recommended for you, and lo and behold, another one pops up for £8. And I was sort of like, what are the chances of me talking about another one not popping up for as cheap as this one when one does? And again, obviously, I tried to negotiate a little bit just to see what I could do, and they declined, but that's fine, and I took it for £8 as it was. But what I didn't know is the friend I was talking to about this pop originally, when I originally got it, and finding another one, etc., he put in an offer on that pop as well, and I didn't know. I purchased it, and he said, oh, I put an offer in, and you know, it sold. So I think what I'm going to try and do is get this one to him for what I paid for it. Get my money back for this one, rather than sending it back and getting a refund. He gets it cheap, and you know, I get my money back for this one, and I've paid for another one, which we'll get into now. So again, I asked this person to package it up well, and sure enough, it is packaged very well. So we shall crack into this. Look at that, that is how you package a Funko Pop. Awesome stuff. Pretty sure, if I remember from the listing, this has a protector as well, so that is handy. So here it is, all bubble wrapped up, what we like to see. Double bubble wrapped. Excellent. And we have it. Another Shaun of the Dead Funko Fusion Funko Pop, and this time in fantastic condition. There we go, that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching a video from me. Much love to you all. Take care.